Welcome back to Above the Rim here with Austin Townley and James Derrick. I know. It's been a long time. Apologies. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we get a little busy, right?
Get a little busy. We're doing the show with Believe in Mavericks. If you guys don't already know what that is, look up Believe in Mavericks on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You will find us where we talk all Dallas Mavericks. But today is the NBA playoffs start. So the plan is tomorrow, James. We got some good matchups. So there'll be 3 days of the plan, I believe. 7 play the 8, 9 play the 10, and you know how the rest of the stuff works.
Losers.
We've been doing this for years now. We know how it goes.
Winners. Yeah.
So tomorrow, the first matchup we got is the 10 seeded Heat at the 9 seeded Hornets.
Say.
Wow, already thrown off. But yeah, so we got the Heat and the Hornets, the 10 and the 9. The Miami Heat are 3-1 against Charlotte Hornets this year. So they have the record on the season. That doesn't tell the whole story, though.
Yeah, I mean, what does tell the whole story?
Well, the Charlotte Hornets, as we all know, they had a really, really rocky start to the season, right? They were kind of at the bottom of the barrel, maybe looking like another lottery team once again. But since then, they've climbed up in the standings with the spectacular play of Con Knipple. LaMelo Ball elevating his play. Brandon Miller been phenomenal. Moose. He's been phenomenal for them this season. So now they're in the 9 seed. They're on a hot streak as of late. Should be a good game.
Yeah. The Hornets are a far more attractive team for, I think, a lot of people. Kind of
fan experience as well.
Yeah, looking at going into this game, just kind of looking at it. It's a home game for them as well. I don't know. I think a lot of people just really like the Hornets. Like the public likes the Hornets. Down to their jerseys, man. I don't know. The Hornets kind of got a whole vibe going. They have
a vibe going to them.
I won't even lie. So I don't know. I also just feel like anything regarding the Miami Heat, like since they moved on from Jimmy, I don't know. The last couple season and a half, 2 seasons,
they're
kind
like,
of
meh.
I'm not thrilled. Like they're a team that's good enough to compete because they have an elite coaching staff, and Miami's just always had that, bare minimum expectation of being in the playoffs or the play-in. It's been the play-in recently.
Play-in as of the last few years, but
there's just nothing like there's nothing like super exciting about the Miami Heat where I'm just like I gotta watch the Heat tonight. Like, no, I don't know. Do you disagree with that sentiment at all?
I don't disagree. I also don't think they're as good as they are in years past. They signed Norman Powell, which is like a big signing for them. He was an all-star this year, so congrats, Storm and Norman.
Worked. Signing was, a good signing.
But again, they have Tyler Hero, so it's kind of just an odd team. With some context here, the Miami Heat, they're second in offensive rating. Okay, so they got that going for them.
Yeah.
They're 22nd in defense, so that's where they're going to struggle in this. Because the Hornets are like a high, really fast-paced offense. They like to shoot a lot, and Miami's not the greatest defensive team this year, especially when you got Norman Powell and Tyler Hero. So that in itself, that's gonna bring your struggles up a little bit when it comes to the defensive end. The Miami Heat, they do have the more playoff experience, but I'm gonna go with the Charlotte Hornets on this one.
Yeah,
LaMelo Ball has translated his play style to winning basketball. And we're seeing the development of Con Knipple over this rookie season. Brandon Miller has improved over this season. He's been playing phenomenal. This Hornets team is really fun. I think they play at a really, really high pace, a pace that will outplay the Miami Heat, especially at home. And the Hornets are very good at home.
Mm-hmm.
They're 21-20 at home, which is that's above 500. It's a winning record at home. And the Miami Heat are 15-18 on the road. Factor all this stuff in. The Charlotte Hornets are 7th in defense and 13th in offense. They're 8th in point differential this season. I think the Charlotte Hornets win this one, and they win by 10.
Yeah. I think normally Miami has a solid enough defense at most years where they would be able to combat a Charlotte Hornets team like this one. But I don't know. It doesn't feel like this year they can do it. Man, if Miami surprises you and they win, I don't think anyone's going to be like shocked. Like, the veteran experienced team won. Like, no one's going to be surprised by that.
Right. But like, I think the whole world wants the Hornets to win this game.
Yeah,
Like, I'm just saying, man, I want to see the Charlotte Hornets team in the playoffs. They're fun to watch.
Yeah.
And I think they can compete in the Eastern Conference. They've been so good these past few months. Granted, I don't think they're going to go out and beat a Detroit Pistons or a Boston Celtics, but I think
No.
they can go out there. They can compete in those games. They had a game in Boston not too long ago where didn't they beat Boston or they sold at the end of the game? That's right. They ended up losing that game late. Boston came back. They won. That was phenomenal, though. They were in the entire game all the way up to the final minutes of the fourth quarter. So I think the Charlotte Hornets team, they got something to prove. You're young guys. LaMelo's ready to play in the playoffs, play some meaningful basketball. And I know like the narrative around LaMelo Ball has always been, oh, he doesn't play winning basketball. He's a street baller, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Can't really say that anymore. He makes the playoffs. You can't say nothing because they're playing when it matters. They're playing in April. They're playing in May. So I want, and I think the Charlotte Hornets are going to take this one pretty convincingly in Charlotte.
I agree. I say we move on.
We move on. Okay, so the Charlotte Hornets over the Miami Heat. That's the first game of the night. Second game of the night. Oh, man. Get your popcorn ready. We got the 8-seeded Blazers at the 7th-seeded Suns. Now, this is going to be a very good game. They're 2-2 on the season, so they split the season series. These teams are very, very comparable. Okay, when it comes to offensive, defensive rating, point differential. But the one thing that separates these two teams is the playoff experience. And I'm just going to say it, Phoenix Suns are very hard to beat at home. Very hard to beat at home. Especially when you have a fully healthy roster.
Which you guys have kind of been waiting on for like almost all season, to have everybody truly healthy and playing. It's something that, the Suns, they haven't had the luxury of dealing with all season. But
Right.
nonetheless, you're ready at the right time if you're the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, I mean, the Phoenix Suns are the heavy favorites to come out of the play-in tournament. They would end up playing the the Oklahoma City Thunder, the San Antonio Spurs in the first round because the 7th plays the 2nd. But to go over a little background here for the Suns, they're 26th in offense, but they're 6th in defense in the NBA. Adding guys like Dylan Brooks and Mark Williams has been phenomenal. Devin Booker is a positive defender. You got Oso Ighodaro. Rasheer Fleming, I expect to get some playoff minutes because he's been very good late on in the season.
Yeah. We'll see if he gets in there.
We'll see if Kamal Malawak plays at all. We've been playing him a little bit later on in the season as Mark Williams has been out here and there, but he's been a phenomenal shot blocker when we need him.
And you always love to see contributions from Colin Gillespie when he gets in for his, little minute stretch. He comes in, just plays some good hustle ball. He's one of those guys that might not even score in like 15 minutes of playing.
But it's
just
fine. But he's gonna go out there and he's gonna do his thing. Okay, I expect him to rise in this plan. Most improved candidate, by the way. I don't think he's gonna win it, but he is a candidate.
Yeah.
So, again, they have guys that are experienced. They got Book, Green, Dylan Brooks, Royce O'Neal, Grayson Allen, Amir Coffey, Jordan Goodwin, Haywood Highsmith from Miami Heat on the buyout market this season. They've all played in the playoffs. They have the experience behind them. They have Jordan Ott, who's a phenomenal coach of the year candidate as well. I think this Phoenix Suns team is going to not only walk away with this convincingly, but probably surprise some people in the playoffs when they're competing with the San Antonio Spurs. Now, they're not going to beat the Spurs, but I think they're going to compete. They're going to take one game at least in Phoenix. I wouldn't be shocked if they took 2 or 3.
Two or three.
Maybe. This Suns team is competitive.
Dude, I should
Suns
flame
team.
you for saying it. Dude,
the last time the Spurs played the Suns, they won off a buzzer beater by Wemby. Come on.
I know. You guys actually, and a part of that is because you guys play well at home.
Yeah,
seriously,
play
you
phenomenal
do.
at home.
But I would be shocked if it got up to 7 games with the Spurs, even with their lack of playoff experience. We're getting too far ahead of ourselves.
Right.
The play-in still needs to happen. Which Portland, they could win this game. I mean, it's the Suns are
they definitely could.
Are 4.5-point favorites. That's not out
not
of the realm
crazy.
of possibility. And something that I noticed, over under for this game, the point total is below 220. It's 217.5, meaning, I mean, you touched on it already. Phoenix, 6th in defense.
Yeah.
Portland, kind of middle of the pack for both, offensive and defensive rating. But still, these are two teams that I think can defensively really get after it. They have guys that
For sure.
play very, very hard. I wouldn't be surprised if this game kind of, maybe slows down a little bit and gets kind of gritty and tough. This is playoff basketball. You're playing for the right to be a 7 seed, the highest that you can possibly be coming out of the play-in tournament. So I think this one's going to be close. I know you're confident in your team at home, which you should be, every reason to, but no reason to count Portland out. But I'm kind of riding your Suns too. I like them in this game.
I mean, Phoenix, they're phenomenal at home, but Portland is not great on the road at all. They're 18-23 on the road this year. That's not good. Again, they don't have the playoff experience from the guys that they need it from. Okay, Denny Avdia, their best player this entire season, he was an all-star, but he had playoff experience when he was year 1, year 2 in Washington, and they did nothing. The guys that do have playoff experience on this roster, Damian Lillard, he's not even playing. Drew Holiday's been playing great as of late, so obviously we know he won a championship with the Bucks in 2022.
Yeah.
Jeremy Grant, Matisse Thybulle, Grant Williams, they have been
Rob Williams.
I meant to say sorry. Grant. They have playoff experience. This Portland Trailblazers is a good team. They're competitive. They've been great all season, but at the end of the day, I just don't think they can get it done in Phoenix. Phoenix is a very, very difficult place to play in. I expect Phoenix to be wearing the Valley jerseys too, which
come on, they better be.
Elevates that even more. Like the statistics on Phoenix wearing the Valley jerseys at home, they win majority of those games. It's weird. It's an aura thing. I might
have to fact check you after this, but yeah. And also, just when you look at the best players on both teams,
come on,
you got Devin Booker. Yeah, Denny Avdia. Nothing against Denny Avdia, but also just his play style doesn't suit playoff basketball. There's less fouls called. It's going to be really tough. Lots reaching, getting steals. Way less of that ticky-tacky fouls called above the 3-point line. They let guys really get up into each other in the playoffs. And I don't think Portland has the guys that are as good for that. Maybe Drew Holiday, but again, he's not a team leader at this point in his career, maybe mentally, but not as much, taking the ball and taking 30 points.
Let's also, I know this is, let's be honest, okay? Dylan Brooks. He is consistently a playoff riser. You have Dylan Brooks on your team. You have a winning record. You're going to be in the playoffs. You might not like him, but you love him if he's on your team. He's on the Phoenix Suns, and he's been phenomenal all year. He's having a career season. You know he's going to elevate that intensity in the playoffs by 10. He's going to guard their best players, the other team's best player, every single series that they're in, every single game. You know he's going to bring the intensity. The scoring is going to rely on Book and Jalen Green. I think Phoenix is going to be okay. So I think Phoenix is going to beat Portland at home in the 7-8 matchup for the West.
I'm going to take Phoenix in this one as well. So far, both of us liking the higher seeds in both the games. Playing at home matters a lot in the playoffs. But to take it on over to Wednesday, this is April 15th, midweek here. First game, Orlando at Philadelphia. And just to preface this, Orlando has really got to be kicking themselves. They could have been playing at home for this game, but instead they got to go travel to Philadelphia.
That was bad.
They played a Celtics team, not last night, or was it last night?
It was last night.
It was literally
last
yesterday.
Night.
You could check the box score and see that Paulo Banchero had a triple-double and, left it at that. And they lost, close game. No, literally no Celtics played in this game. No Tatum, no Brown, no Derek White, no Vucevic, no next 5 players that start for the Boston Celtics on an average.
Yeah, I'm sorry. And a must-win game for Orlando, that's unacceptable. That is unacceptable. I am beating myself up if I'm the Orlando Magic right now.
Bad.
You could be playing at home and have the even more of the advantage against this Philly team, which is,
You're going to need every advantage you can get. The Celtics lineup last night, I just want to preface this one more time before we leave this. Luka Garza, Ron Harper Jr., Baylor Shireman, Jordan Walsh, and Max Shulga. Shout out VCU,
oh my
Max
gosh.
Shulga.
Max Shulga lit the Bonnies up one time. He had 22 at halftime. Everyone left, then we came back and won the game, but there you go.
Yeah, he only had 3 points in this one. But regardless, you're losing to 5 to guys who've pretty much ridden the bench all year. And this is what I want to point out with Orlando. All right. They rank middle of the pack offensively, defensively, true shooting wise. It's in the teens, between 18 and 13. No one really cares about that. At the end of the day, Orlando has some games where they shoot 40% from the field and 20-something percent from 3. And when you struggle to put the ball in the basket like that, and you can't, find anyone to just keep you afloat, someone who can just make some tough shots. You're going to have that in the playoffs where you need someone to just make a tough shot, some possessions in a close game down the stretch. Orlando's not going to win any games where they shoot this poorly.
No.
And this proves it. Losing to this Celtics bench roster proves it. Unfortunately, the Magic are going to have to visit Philly. And now Philly, the favorite by 1.5, that really moved the needle. I think you would have had Magic as the favorite before this, but I don't know. I guess the one thing going for the Magic is that Joel Embiid, appendicitis.
Can we just hold up for a second, okay?
This whole segment was trying to get towards, buying on Philly. Philly's playing, better than the Magic. Magic bad loss. Joel Embiid appendicitis. I mean, it's really anything with Joel Embiid. Like, he has literally given blood, sweat, and tears to try to play basketball for the Philadelphia 76ers his whole career.
I've always been one to kind of bet against Joel Embiid because you know what?
You bash Joel Embiid a little here and there.
Because, he's just one of those injury-prone type of players like Anthony Davis.
Mhm.
You know what? I take all that back. I take everything bad I've ever said about Joel Embiid back. You know why? He's been playing through appendicitis for the Philadelphia 76ers just to help them get
to this
to
point.
the 7th seed.
Yeah.
To help them get to the 7 seed. I mean, this roster is great. I mean, it's not great, but it's good. If they had Joel Embiid, I'd be taking Philadelphia, but I'm not. They don't have him. Joel Embiid, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for all the hate you get because you have put your blood, sweat, and tears. You've done everything for the franchise of the Philadelphia 76ers, and honestly, they fail you time and time again. You wanted to keep Jimmy Butler. They didn't keep Jimmy Butler. They paid Tobias Harris. Ben Simmons gave up on you. He gave up on basketball. What are you supposed to do? And then you get James Harden over there. And Daryl Morey ruins that relationship. Joel Embiid has stayed there his entire career. Injury after injury. Headline after headline. It's always something with the Philadelphia 76ers. And Joel Embiid is stuck there through it all, even through all the injuries. So respect to Joel Embiid. I have nothing but respect for you. I think you should do yourself a favor and go elsewhere as soon as you possibly can. Because you know what? I think the chapter is about to be closed. You're looking at Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe in the future. I think you should go to somewhere like Orlando. But
hey, man, we've got some Sixers fans in our lives, and living in New York, right? We're not that far from Pennsylvania. We know quite a few Sixers fans, and some of them are going. I wouldn't blame him one bit if he got the heck out of here. Just
for sure.
Go greener pastures. Anyways.
But all this being said, I'm taking the Orlando Magic in this one. I just think they're a better team. They're a better constructed roster. Again, they have to shoot well. They cannot shoot as poor as they did yesterday. But I am going to take the 8-seeded Magic over the 7-seeded Philadelphia 76ers, even though Philly's at home.
Yeah, for me, I don't know. They've played 3 times this season. Philly's won 2 of them. The one they lost was by 41 points. I don't know. I think that kind of leaves me back to square one where it's just a coin flip between these two. They are literally right next to each other in every metric you can think of.
They're very similar teams.
They're same record, same everything. So if I have to flip a coin, I'm going to go with the home team. Give me Philly over the Magic.
All right. So I got the Magic. You got Philly.
Mm-hmm.
It's our first disagreement so far.
Yeah.
I don't know. That should be a good one. I mean, we're going to be watching all these games, so it's going to be good. And then to kind of close off the first round of the play-in tournament is the 10-seeded Golden State Warriors at the 9-seeded Los Angeles Clippers. And this is where it kind of gets... I don't know how the Warriors are in this type of situation, okay?
Oh, man.
The Clippers are 3-1 on the season series against the Golden State Warriors this year. The Clippers are 18-13 at home in the Intuit Dome with the Wall. They're 10th in defense, 24th in offense. They're 16th in point differential, and their playoff experience is it's there. Okay.
They
got Kawhi Leonard. They got Darius Garland. They got Brook Lopez. They got John Collins, who's been in the playoffs. Derrick Jones Jr. They got a good roster, and honestly, I respect them. I respect the Clippers a lot. I think they're a good team. I think they're really underrated.
just to dig themselves out of the hole that they had earlier in the regular season.
It's
to
phenomenal.
be here.
They were at the bottom of the barrel. They were the 13th seed in the Western Conference all the way up until January-ish, mid-January, or
Yeah,
late
I remember
December.
we were at home when we were talking about this. Yeah,
And Kawhi Leonard single-handedly put this team on his back. Granted, they got help from Darius Garland at the deadline. Harden was helping before he went to Cleveland, but Garland's been phenomenal since he's been on the Clippers. I mean, he had a 50-point game, 47-point game not too long ago. Kawhi Leonard averaged 27 points a season from a defensive player.
he can do it.
Emphasize this. When Kawhi Leonard is playing basketball, he is one of the best players in the entire world, and it's so obvious because he backpacked this entire team. He carried them to the 9th seed after being
Backpack.
13th. I mean, this team is great. Kawhi Leonard is phenomenal, and I think he's so underrated. It's just, and you look at the Golden State Warriors side; they're 12-17 on the road. They're 22nd in offense, 10th in defense. They're 20th in point differential, and the biggest kicker for them is they don't have their best playoff performer. Yes, the Golden State Warriors' best playoff performer, Jimmy Butler. It's not Stephen Curry. I'm sorry. I love Stephen Curry, but guess what? I don't think he's a better playoff performer than Jimmy Butler. When it comes down to strictly
I mean,
playoffs,
you're talking about two of the best overall
Yeah,
playoff
yeah,
performers
for sure.
ever.
But you know what?
But I mean, you got to give the needle to Jimmy Butler because of what he
Because
did.
he
in Miami.
plays defense.
Yeah.
I love Stephen Curry. He's a good team defender, not a good one-on-one defender. And I'm excited to see what Curry does, to be honest with you. Because he's got Darius Garland on him. I doubt Kawhi Leonard guards Stephen Curry. And if he does, that's cinema.
That would be great.
But I bet you Steph Curry drops a solid 40 in this one, and they still lose. Give me the Los Angeles Clippers. You're not beating them at home.
I've got the Clippers like by an overwhelming margin, most likely. We've got a 37-45 team in the play-in. That's a losing record by 8 games. There was a point in time where the Clippers, Trailblazers, and Warriors all had losing records, and I was pondering if the play-in should even be a thing. But at least the Trailblazers and the Clippers got it together. The Warriors just did not finish the season strong. They've dealt with injuries, but again, can't beat the Clippers at home with Kawhi, with Darius Garland playing well. I just don't see a world where
Brooke
the Warriors
Lopez has
win.
been playing well as of late, too.
Brooke Lopez has convinced me he can play till he's like 45.
Yeah.
And just like do what he does. Just be tall and block shots.
Fun fact, I bet you didn't know. Brooke Lopez is the Brooklyn Nets all-time leading scorer.
You know what? I didn't know that off the top of my head, but I think anyone would believe that if you told them.
Yeah. Well, that is our play-in tournament segment. Tune in for the rest of the NBA playoffs to Afterthought Sports. Here, we will have all of our hot takes, all of our great takes, and the rest of the coverage of the NBA. So if you like this video, like and subscribe. Tune into all of our episodes as we will be throwing them out consistently throughout this entire playoff run every single day. So, peace.